Imagine it is a Monday morning and you, as an asset manager, have the job of looking to your portfolio and understand if everything is okay, if there are any issues, and what needs to be done to solve them. For this, you have our farms view, where you can check real-time performance metrics for all farms at the same time and in the same way, regardless of their type or nature. So, imagine solar farms and wind farms, exactly the same metrics, same evaluation, the same values. First, you can look at the top right corner of this page, where you can get an overview of the current state of your entire portfolio with these three main metrics: data quality, solar performance, and wind performance, where each one of these lines correspond to the different time frames you can see here and in the table. Looking at the table now, you can analyze if there are any problems in specific farms. You can apply a filter based on the status. So, for example, let's filter by assets in warning state, and this status is defined by the corresponding metrics on the left. You can personalize the rules that generate the status value. However, it will always be a reflection of the real-time performance of the asset. You can also filter the asset type, so let's choose, for example, solar farms, and you can even sort the farms by their performance or expected losses in the different time frames. The expected losses can help you prioritize which farm or asset is more urgent to take action, because it shows exactly the amount of energy you are losing. Right next to these values, you can check the data quality sign, which is related to the data quality indicator at the top right corner of the page. The data quality evaluation is extremely relevant, not only for you to understand possible problems of missing data due to communication failures, but also for you to have a higher or lower sense of trust in the performance metrics. Basically, a higher data quality means a higher trust on the information shown here in the entire platform. Finally, you can look at the map and get a geographical overview of your portfolio at once. You can explore the map, check the performance values directly on it, and even click on the farms. You can even change the page to only focus on this perspective, such as you can do with the table. So, after getting a general overview of your portfolio, you want to check the farms that have been underperforming for the past week. So, let's choose wind farms, then sort this and click on the critical ones, and let's choose this one. When entering on a farm, you can see exactly the same view, the same metrics and the same indicators as you saw in the previous page, but now for the individual assets. Simple but effective. You can even change from one asset to the next quickly by clicking on these arrows on the top, so your investigation runs smoother. Focusing on this farm, you have now data and with overall indicators on the top, and you can do exact same actions as you did before. You can filter the turbines by status, so let's choose the ones in critical states, and you can simply sort the table and get the asset with the lowest performance on the past week. This way, you can start to tackle one issue at a time, and for that, let's deep dive into one of these problematic turbines. In this page, you continue to see the same general indicators, also with the corresponding farm metrics, so you can compare the individual asset with the entire farm. But below, you enter the realm of AI. Everything you can see here is being powered by our algorithm ecosystem, and particularly for this case, you can check two different models, the power curve analysis and the temperature analysis. Both models are related to the performance of the asset, but in two different ways. The power curve tells you what the turbine should be producing now and should have been producing in the near past, knowing the environmental conditions, whereas the temperature analysis is an asset health algorithm which allows you to detect possible issues in the assets that may lead to failures and significant losses in the near future, allowing you to perform a predictive maintenance instead of a corrective maintenance. Focusing on the power curve algorithm, you can see four main outputs. First, you can look at the plots here on the left and check the power curve analysis, where you visualize then the collected data in terms of power production and compare with the environmental conditions, which is in this case the wind speed value. This way, you can directly compare the real production with the reference power curve defined by the machine manufacturer and visualize possible problematic points automatically detected by the model. You can perform several actions with this plot, including maximizing it and even changing it to a 3D visualization that adds another environmental variable, in this case, wind direction. To get a simple visualization, you can look at the plot in the middle and compare the expected power production of this asset with its real production and reference curve, as well as other statistical measurements. Moreover, you can look at the neighbors benchmark analysis, where the turbine real power production is compared side by side with its corresponding neighbor turbines. These neighbors are the turbines from the same farm that have the highest similarity to the one in the analysis in terms of historical power production behavior. So with this plot, you quickly understand if the problem is specific of this turbine, or if it is a bigger issue in the farm. Finally, you can check the multivariable time series chart, where you can compare side by side the temporal variation of the expected and real power production, as well as different environmental conditions that are relevant for this model. You can filter all these plots by dates with this calendar view here. You can filter the data by the range of different environmental variables, in this case wind speed and the temperature, the exterior temperature, and you can even export everything as a CSV file for a later analysis. Finishing your investigation on the power curve page, you can now change to the temperature model, where you can also see information generated by our algorithm ecosystem. You can check the risk evolution for different components of the turbine, filter by component, by time frame, so you have here daily, weekly, and monthly risk, and you can see everything at the same time. The higher the risk index, the higher the need to evaluate if it makes sense to initiate a preventive maintenance protocol. You can also get an overview of the expected and real temperature values of these components, and then look at the time series visualization, where you can compare the real-time evolution of these values to understand not only where the problem is, but also when it started to happen. So, now, after going through this entire path, you could go back to the farm overview page to restart the investigation. However, you can do something different. You can go to the Insights page. In this page, you can save even more time by quickly looking at all the farms that are having issues, including a simple summary of what is happening there and what generated the card. You can also filter the cards by different types, which are related to the different models that run in our algorithm ecosystem, and even by different severity levels, so you can choose the ones that have more importance for you. But this is not the only thing you can do here. You can define a card as completed because the problem is solved. You can pin cards as important, then look at only those. So let's choose 1, 2, 3, and only see that. And then you can open a card and look at some more information. You can assign the issue to a specific user in your organization. You can add comments with your thoughts, and you can even click on Go to Assets, and you'll find yourself again in the Assets Overview page of that specific farm, where you can continue your investigation journey as before. So, as you can see, it's two different starting points, two different levels of information in the beginning, but in the end, you have the same outcome. So now, why not go through a third starting point? By checking the Explore page, you can quickly look directly at the individual assets, not farms, that are having issues. By clicking on this, you go directly to the main dashboard of the assets. But this dashboard is a bit different. It gives you the possibility of changing the farm and the asset in analysis at the same time with these arrows on the top. So I can change the farms here and I can change the assets here. So with this, you'll be able to have a smoother and more efficient screening of all dashboards of your entire portfolio, saving you more time and more money. So after looking at your daily journey as an asset manager, the question that matters is, what does our platform really offers you? It's simple. It offers a simple way of looking at your entire portfolio with the lowest possible complexity and the highest possible value. It offers the difference between identifying an issue on Monday and only detecting it on Thursday or later, giving you time to understand what is happening, to decide what and how should be done, and to plan your team accordingly. This way, you save money and you ensure the highest performance for all your assets all the time.